Once upon a time, in a lush, emerald-green forest where the trees whispered secrets to the wind and the rivers hummed lullabies, there lived a frog unlike any other. His name was Melodio, and he possessed a voice so enchanting that even the stars paused their twinkling to listen. But alas, Melodio's gift was also his curse. A wicked sorceress, jealous of his talent, had cast a spell upon him, ensuring that his songs could only be heard under the veil of night. By day, his voice was silent, and his heart heavy with longing. Melodio's dream was simple yet profound, to share his music with the world, to bring joy to the hearts of all who listened, and to break free from the chains of the curse. And so, with a heart full of hope and a spirit unyielding, he embarked on a journey that would take him through enchanted forests, across treacherous mountains, and into the very heart of magic itself. This is the tale of the Singing Frog, a story of courage, friendship, and the transformative power of music. The forest was bathed in the soft glow of the moon, its silver light filtering through the canopy of leaves. Melodio sat upon a lily pad in the center of a tranquil pond, his throat swelling with the notes of a hauntingly beautiful melody. His voice carried through the night, weaving a tapestry of sound that seemed to dance with the fireflies. The animals of the forest gathered around the pond, their eyes wide with wonder. A family of rabbits nestled close to the water's edge, their ears twitching in time with the rhythm. A pair of deer stood silently, their heads bowed as if in reverence. Even the crickets paused their chirping to listen. As the final note of his song faded into the night, the forest erupted into applause. The owls hooted, the foxes yipped, and the birds trilled their approval. Melodio bowed humbly, his heart swelling with pride. But as the first rays of dawn peeked over the horizon, his voice faltered and then disappeared entirely. The animals looked at him with pity, and Melodio felt a familiar ache in his chest. "Why must I be cursed?" he whispered to himself. "My songs are meant to be shared with the world, not hidden in the shadows of night." Determined to change his fate, Melodio decided to seek the wisdom of the ancient owl of Eldergrove, a creature said to know the secrets of the universe. He packed a small satchel with provisions, a few berries, a flask of dew, and a glowing firefly in a jar to light his way, and set off at dusk. The journey to Eldergrove was long and arduous. Melodio crossed the whispering marsh, where the reeds murmured riddles that only the wise could solve. What has roots as nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes, and yet never grows, one reed whispered. "A mountain," Melodio replied confidently, and the reeds parted to let him pass. Next, he climbed the singing mountains, where the stones echoed with the voices of those who had come before. The melodies were haunting, but Melodio sang along, his voice blending with the ancient songs. The mountains seemed to approve, and the path ahead became less treacherous. Finally, he ventured through the forest of shadows, where the trees seemed to close in around him, their branches like grasping fingers. The darkness was suffocating, but Melodio held his lantern high and hummed a soothing tune. The shadows retreated, and he emerged unscathed. At last, he reached the Eldergrove, a place where time itself seemed to stand still. The ancient owl, with feathers as white as snow and eyes that glowed like twin moons, perched upon a gnarled branch. "Who seeks the wisdom of the owl of Eldergrove?" the owl intoned, his voice deep and resonant. "I am Melodio, the singing frog," he replied, bowing low. "I seek to break the curse that binds my voice to the night. Please, wise one, tell me how I may find my freedom." The owl regarded him for a long moment before speaking. "To break the curse, you must find the crystal of eternal dawn, hidden deep within the caverns of Lumina. But beware, for the path is perilous, and the caverns are guarded by the Shadow Wraith, a creature of darkness that feeds on fear." Melodio's heart quivered, but he nodded resolutely. "I will face whatever challenges lie ahead. My music is worth the risk." With the owl's guidance, Melodio journeyed to the caverns of Lumina, a place where light and darkness danced in an eternal waltz. The entrance was a gaping maw of shadows, but Melodio stepped inside, his tiny lantern casting a feeble glow. The caverns were a labyrinth of twisting tunnels and glittering crystals, each one humming with a faint, ethereal melody. As he ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to come alive. Suddenly, the shadow wraith emerged, a towering figure of darkness with eyes like smoldering embers. "Who dares to trespass in my domain?" the wraith hissed, its voice a chilling whisper. "I am Melodio," the frog declared, his voice steady despite his fear. "I seek the crystal of eternal dawn to break the curse that silences my voice by day." The wraith laughed, a sound like cracking ice. "You are brave, little frog, but bravery alone will not save you. To pass, you must face your deepest fear." Before Melodio could respond, the wraith plunged him into a vision of his worst nightmare, a world where his music was forever silenced, where no one could hear his songs, and where he was utterly alone. The despair was overwhelming, but then, deep within his heart, Melodio found a spark of hope. He began to sing, his voice rising in defiance of the darkness. The melody was soft at first, but it grew stronger, filling the cavern with light. The wraith shrieked, its form dissolving into shadows as the power of Melodio's song banished it. At the heart of the cavern, Melodio found the crystal of eternal dawn, a gem that glowed with the warmth of 1,000 sunrises. As he touched it, a surge of energy coursed through him, and he felt the curse lift from his soul. The cavern began to tremble, and Melodio knew he had to leave quickly. He clutched the crystal tightly and retraced his steps, the tunnels now illuminated by the crystal's radiant light. As he emerged from the caverns, the first rays of dawn broke over the horizon. Melodio took a deep breath and sang. His voice, now free from the curse, rang out clear and pure, filling the world with a melody so beautiful that it brought tears to the eyes of all who heard it. Melodio returned to the forest, his heart soaring with joy. The animals gathered around him, their faces alight with wonder. The trees swayed in rhythm, and the rivers sparkled with newfound light. Even the sorceress, hearing his music from afar, felt her bitterness melt away, replaced by a sense of peace she had long forgotten. From that day forward, Melodio's songs became a gift to the world, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, and that the power of music can heal even the deepest wounds. And so, dear reader, the tale of the singing frog comes to a close. But remember, the magic of Melodio's story lives on in every song, every melody, and every act of courage. If you enjoyed this fairy tale, don't forget to subscribe for more enchanting stories, like to show your love, share with friends and family, and comment below to let us know your thoughts. Until next time, may your heart be light and your spirit filled with music.